In this two-part series, we're going to take my 2015 Mini Cooper S and modify it on a budget to be a fun OEM Plus daily driver. We'll be adding some easy power, handling mods, some other goodies, all to make it a more engaging car to drive every day. And with that, let's get started. Okay, so don't judge me, but I love my 3rd gen Mini Cooper S. It's got loads of torque, it's pretty comfortable inside, and honestly, it's just kind of a dope little car. But there are some areas where it kind of falls apart. For this series, I'm going to install budget parts on my 3rd gen Mini Cooper S to make it a really fun, reliable daily driver. For the first video in the series, we're going to be tackling some power mods. I'll be using Draggy to compare it before and after to see if it really makes a difference. In this video, we're going to be testing an NM Engineering power module. It's very similar to a JB Plus unit. We're also going to be installing an OEM Plus intake resonator delete kit. It should hopefully give us some more noise as well as free up some airflow. Will these two budget power mods actually make a difference? I don't know. We're gonna find out. So I got this NM power module on Facebook Marketplace used. Got it for 150 bucks shipped. So pretty banger deal, if I'm honest. It's very similar to like a JB4 or a JB Plus where you're not actually changing the ECU parameters, you're just sort of manipulating what it's reading to make more power. It actually comes with 2 maps. There's one which they specify race fuel, 100 plus octane, and then the other one is a premium, so most people are gonna use this. I've heard that people do this without any issues, but I'm just gonna keep it pretty conservative and roll with a normal 93 octane. The next thing that we're going to be installing is a Dynon intake resonator delete pipe. I got this on sale for 110 bucks, and it should increase the airflow because there's going to be less restriction with the stock resonator. I also think the diameter is a little bit larger. This should work just fine for a near stock car, and it's gonna look OEM Plus because we're going to keep the stock air box, which is nice. I just bought a new filter for it, so we're going to be keeping that. So we're just going to match up the factory to the NM. Hit that there. And then this guy is going to go back into the throttle body. So we have the NM module installed. I have it going up here through the intake manifold, kind of runs along this engine harness, goes under the intake, and we can stick it right up top here. It actually has Velcro on the back, so honestly, I just kind of stuck it right there and called it good. I then started the install process for the intake resonator delete from Dynon. Pro tip, it's actually kind of dope having a tablet while you're working on a car. You can have the instructions up and read that while working on the car. It's kind of nice. If you were wondering where I got these parts, I got them all from outmotoring.com. They're a great website. If you own a Mini, you can buy basically whatever you need for the car. Prices are good, their customer service is solid. I would highly recommend them. For the sake of transparency, I did want to let you guys know that they gave me a slight discount for making this video. It doesn't really affect my opinion at all. They don't make these parts, so there's no bias there. If they suck, I'm going to tell you that they suck.
Okay, I finally have all of the trim off. That took so long. I just set you guys on time-lapse mode. That was insane. Unfortunately, the main windshield cowl piece, mine is very, very brittle. Actually, most of this has already broken off. all this rubber. This is cracked, that's cracked, this is broken off. This was a California car, and I think it spent a lot of time parked outside in the heat, in the dry, and it just, I don't know. I think BMW was really cheap about some things. All of their plastic and rubber is one of those things. I did struggle with the windshield wiper arms, but eventually got them off. All of this trim came off to get this heat shield off. I will say, now that everything is off, it should be a pretty easy job. Disconnect this intake pipe. I swear, BMW actually just likes to fuck with people and use different size Torx all over the car. It's very difficult to see, but to release the entire intake system, you just need a really, really long flathead. Okay, there we go. Now we should just be able to pull this up. I think there's gonna be one more sensor that we have to worry about. Okay, this is definitely the longest and hardest intake install I've ever done in my life. There we go. Easiest removal ever. Okay, so now we have to remove some parts of the stock air intake assembly. We gotta break this clip right here. Shove a flathead underneath there. We will not be reusing this, so. Okay, now should be able to split it up. There we go. Yeah, and I won't lie, it's quite a bit of blow-by in here. It's fine, I don't know. Every turbo car I've had has had blow-by issues. This is a fair amount though, but whatever. Whew, okay, now that we've got everything off, we've got clean hands, we're going to reinstall everything. Sure it'll be all nice and oiled up from turbo. Okay, got one snap. Got the other one. All right, we'll take our ring, slide it on in. Then we'll grab our pipe, which actually I'm gonna leave off for now. We'll install it in the car. All right. Well, this all snaps together way easier than taking it all out. Cool. From there, go ahead and throw this guy on. Wow, I didn't even use the same size 7 mil as OEM. It's a very nice touch. Everything is on and it fits great, actually. I mean, it's really good fit, man. Looks good too. Now we just gotta put all of the trim back on. Grab the engine bay cover. It's funny, looking at the engine bay, you can barely even tell that the intake is there. Definitely very OEM plus, really no one can see it unless you're like specifically looking for it. And we've also got the module up there as well. We are completely done. So it was time to see a before and after of if these mods truly made an actual difference in how fast the car is. What you're about to see is the car totally stock. I filmed all of this before I did the modifications to get some data for you guys. All right, we've got draggy on. I added a custom mode, so I've got 20 to 70 miles per hour. We're gonna rip around, do it 3 times, then I'm going to take the average of all 3 just to get a good one single number. So that's 1 30 to 70 pull. Let's do 2 more. So if we average out those before runs, we get a number 5.286. So that's no mods, completely stock. That's the average of those 3 runs. Let's see what it does tuned. Okay, that's kind of insane. So it's showing up as 5.09 3 times in a row. I feel like that's kind of insane. There's no way. It's so like improbable for that to happen. Improbable. No, I mean, that's just weird. I'm gonna do one more. Okay, last one. If this is 5.09, I don't even know what to make of that. That was way faster. What? So I'm just going to include the 4 runs that I did, since I did them better sample, whatever. It's weirdly consistent at that 5.09 second for some reason. Tune, it does an average of 5.0325 seconds. So ultimately, we did the math, it's about a 5% improvement. I think, honestly, that's not bad. Is 5% worth it? In my opinion, yeah. Honestly, this was not a crazy amount of money. A couple $100. Yeah, make a car a little bit faster, 5%. That's good to me. And I feel like it's quicker also just in gear. Like it feels quicker. And that's what matters. But yeah, this is just a cool little data point. It's very directional, right? Low sample. Yeah, lots of variables. Take it with a grain of salt. Whew. I also wanted to get you guys some sound clips as well as just some driving thoughts, see how it sounds. It's a little bit exaggerated because I have the microphones in the engine bay and on the exhaust. It sounds kind of cool. So in terms of the normal just drivability of the car, nothing much has changed. If anything, it almost feels a little bit smoother, I would say. I feel like some of the hesitancy in like the part throttle acceleration, it isn't there anymore. And maybe that's just placebo because, you know, we're freeing up some air, the engine's feeling a little bit happier. But to me, I think the car feels a little smoother. It also definitely does have a little bit more like oomph down low with the tune. I think that made a decent difference. It's nothing crazy, but I think I can tell after having driven this car for a year, I could tell. On top of that, it's definitely a good bit more fun to drive. It feels like it wants to just rev out a little bit more. It definitely fell on its face with the stock tune. This, it's still not making power all the way up top. Don't get me wrong. But it feels like it actually builds instead of just like having all of this low end force and then immediately just falling on its face once you're above like 5,000 RPM. Now it actually kind of holds the power a little bit more. Get a blow off. You get a little bit. It's nothing crazy. You get a little like it's quiet. Don't get me wrong. Like if you put an intake on this car, I'm sure it'd be loud, but to me, it's a very OEM plus noise. Really nothing that anyone would ever notice if you weren't looking for it. So with that, that's going to be it for today's video. We'll have episode 2 coming up, the handling mods. Give you one more pull. Like, it kind of rips now. It's pretty good. We'll have episode 2 up with the handling mods. We'll be putting on sway bar, new brakes. It'll be a very good upgrade for this car. I think honestly, right now, I'm so happy with how this turned out. Perfect power mods, OEM plus. It's pretty budget friendly. I mean, I really didn't spend a crazy amount. I spent like a couple $100 and it made a difference. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.